Yo, what's up with y'all boys and girls, man? Hey, it's Jay Briggs here with the Pig Dogs Morning Show, man. Saturday, last one of the year. We got damn near everything in action today, man. I'm super excited to be talking it through with the guys. Money Man Mitch.
It's happening.
How you doing?
Hanging in there, man. Just actually the last day or two of college football has actually been somewhat enjoyable. So kind of getting back into it. I watched that Ohio State Missouri game last night and it kind of restored my faith in the world. Anytime you see the Big Ten just be represented as a big time piece of dog shit like they were last night, just absolutely undressed by Missouri. And I think all the talk, especially on Ruffalo's video of the game, were all about how Ohio State was too deep in this game, that everybody was playing except for Marvin Harrison Jr. and the quarterback, and they had everybody. And so that just made it even better. And I think what we have now is a very, very solid plan going forward. You fade the Big Ten in every single game. I mean, if that's their second best team in their conference up against number 5 or 6 in the SEC, they have no chance in any game whatsoever. None. They are going to get shellacked. It's college hoops all over again. When's the last time a Big Ten team did anything in college hoops? Except, well, actually, they lost in the first round last year as a number 1 overall seed, right, Purdue? But outside of that, when's the last time they've done anything of note in the NCAA tournament? Been a very, very long time. And I think college football, exact same thing. They had the one champion in Ohio State, and I don't think they've won another playoff game at all. Outside of that, I think they also have the record for being shut out the most times in the college football playoff. I think they had 3 years in a row where they were shut out. So I thought it was just awesome. Anyways, outside of that, well, getting ready for another day of sports.
Yes, sir. It's another day, money-making day. Roof, 10.
Yes, sir. Yeah, it was a good game, good day yesterday. I mean, like Mitch said, watching Ohio State end up with egg on their face, no better way to close out a Friday. And it just goes to show I'm going to be really high on Missouri next year. I think they're hitting some guys in the transfer portal. They're making this team even better. This quote me on it right now. You can clip it, do whatever you want with it. This Missouri team is going to be a team that you have to watch in the SEC next year. I think they're going to shock the whole system in the SEC. So, but listen, that's then. We got tons of action today. I'm excited for it. You know, this is kind of what we prepared ourselves for. These busy days. Got NFL, loaded college hoops card, the first real huge loaded hoops card I think that we've had this season. So I'm ready for it.
Yes, sir. It's one of them days, my man. One of them days. Solid NBA card. NHL got some games today. I didn't even look.
Yeah, 9-game card.
Ooh, shit. Yeah, it's one of them days, my man. One of them days. Hey, and I know this next man loaded up today. Jovan, what's up, my man?
Going on?
Nothing much, man. Money making Saturday. Me last night, I should have had a monster night, and it just was a regular night. Them damn Rockets and the Cavs. Oof, them two is the ones. They had it like they was there the whole game. And they both just pooped it in the end. So I went 3-2 last night, but still trying to keep it rolling. It's Saturday. I'm super excited about today's card. My boys in action, my Mavs in action. Like Chris said, college hoops is one of them days.
Yeah, yesterday I went 4-2, hit both my NBA plays. I took totals. I just wasn't confident in a lot of the sides, and really for good reason. So, I reversed course, took a couple key totals that both hit, that under in the big spread, the Atlanta game, and that was free money right there, and over in what was that game? Later game, I forget what it was, but it was over Phoenix, the Phoenix game. So yeah, I hit on that. College games hit on that. 2 out of 3. So yeah, it was a good day, good Friday. Looking to parlay to a monster Saturday.
Let's do it. Hot Rod, what's up, my main man? How you doing?
Doing good. It was a winning Friday, winning week. Looking to continue that into this weekend. Loaded action. I'm excited. for today's card. Definitely, as Chris said, the biggest hoops card in college basketball this season I've seen. Of meaningful games. It's not like we haven't had big hoops cards. It's just we've had some of these games that are just like, are they going to cover the 38 points? But we got some great action today in college hoops. Looking forward to it. And there's a little bit of hockey there as well, and loaded NBA, one NFL game, but some more bowl games that look like exciting bowl games than some of the ones we've seen so far this year.
Yeah, I'm with you there. Mr. Dom Club, Eric P. What's happening? Muted.
I have 2 plays tomorrow in the NFL already posted on the Dime Club channel. Got Costi behind me working on the sharp trading plays. You know what I do? I sit here and look at screens. You guys can't see this. I got like 10 screens in front of me, monitoring the games all day long. So it's, just you join, you call, you get access to the plays in real time.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Well, fellas, let's do it. We got a lot of ground to cover.
There's only 80 NCAA basketball games today. That's it. Just
I don't want to be here till 12 o'clock, even though that's probably going to be the outcome. But let's do it. Where you guys want to start? Where should we start?
Either college football or college hoops.
All right, let's do it. Let's go to college football. Let's get that out the way. We got 11 o'clock my time Central, so noon. I'm assuming for most of you guys. We got one of my favorite bowls, man. It is Saturday, so it is open. It's the Chick-fil-A Peach Bowl, man. We got the Penn State and Ole Miss. Penn State lands 6. Mitch, are you interested in this game? I feel like this one may be one of the most interesting ones. Like, I feel like
absolutely, I'm interested in this one. I think anytime you get a chance to fade the Big Ten going forward, you got to take that opportunity to just cash. Take Ole Miss on the money line on this one. James Franklin has proved to be a joke in any kind of meaningful game whatsoever, and I think that this one is just. This could be one real ugly game. We saw Ohio State get physically beaten down by Missouri, and then you go further down the food chain here to a Penn State team, and then further up the food chain in the SEC. So you got 2 conferences meeting each other, going in the wrong direction in every which way possible, and then you got a coach who's a real prick at Ole Miss. Throw that into the mix. Oh, man, this is going to be one ugly bitch. I would lay the extended here, reverse extended with Ole Miss. This doesn't get any easier.
Lane Kiffin and Ole Miss from good old Mitch. I'm with you. I like Ole Miss here too. Penn State, land 6. I don't trust them. Just
How is a Big Ten team laying points after last night's just undressing? I mean, they were undressed. They got 3 points in the whole freaking game. They had everybody except for their quarterback and the one wide receiver. And they're like 5 deep at quarterback. They had everybody played.
Yeah. Ruffalo, Chick-fil-A bowl, man. A bowl near and dear to me and your hearts. How you feeling?
Yeah, you know it. As soon as I heard Chick-fil-A, I immediately started paying attention to this bowl game. I like the over, but I'm with you guys. I like Penn State. Ole Miss too, to beat up on Penn State. Both these teams are pretty much bringing in almost their entire rosters. I mean, there's not that many opt-outs or injuries on both sides. Any transfer portal that Ole Miss had, any transfer portal action, are guys that were just depth players, guys that probably want to go see some action elsewhere. So, side by side, I got to go with a team that played in what looks to be just the tougher conference all around, and that's Ole Miss. So, give me Ole Miss plus the points, and I'm going to take the over in this one as well.
Javant, what you got for me here?
Yeah, I like the under in this game. Step-up spots for Ole Miss, playing strong defenses in Alabama and Georgia. Didn't do so well offensively. And you're dealing with a Nittany Lions squad that, they come with a powerful punch defensively. On the other hand, their offense has some, something to be, a lot to be desired on that end of the field or that side of the ball. They're not going to really throw it that much, or they might surprise Ole Miss, but their game is the ground and pound. So I expect this to be a lower scoring game, under the 50. So give me the under.
Under for my guy Joe Vaughn. Hot Rod.
For me in this one, I agree with Chris. I like the over here in this one. I know Penn State loves to run the ball, and Ole Miss is weak at running the ball, at defending the run. I think that's what happens here. I think Penn State's able to run the ball, put up some points. Ole Miss, we know they're going to be able to run the ball with Lane Kiffin and put up points. So I think we got a shootout in our hands. And this one opened at 49.5. It's up to 51.5 in places and rising. Yeah, I like easily get into the high 50s in this one. Take the over between these two.
Over for Hot Rod and the Chick-fil-A Bowl. You got anything for me, Eric?
I mean, I'm just looking at the line move on the game. It went from 4 to 6. So, I mean, everybody's just betting the favorite. So,
same way they bet on Ohio State yesterday, and the line moved exactly the same way. They got fucking stomped.
I know, because I checked my account balance and
10.5 reverse.
Shody. Next game up, man. We're going to the Trans Perfect Music City Bowl. Interesting. We got Maryland, the Terps, and Auburn, War Eagle. Auburn laying 4.5. I'm starting the back end. Rod, anything here?
Yeah, for me and for me in this one, you know what, I'm going to go with Maryland and the Terps plus the points. I think they can keep it close. I think the Maryland offense can definitely keep up with Auburn, and getting the points here in this one in a game that Maryland definitely has a shot to win this one outright. I think the way that offense rolls, and who's got the more motivation? I think Maryland's got the more motivation here in this one. I'm not an Auburn fan. I think they can get beat outright. I'm going to go with Maryland on the money line. I think they do outright him here in this one, in the Music City Bowl.
The Trans Perfect.
Trans Perfect. It's not Trans Fat Perfect. Music City Bowl.
Music City Bowl. Devon, what you got?
Yeah, I like the over in this game. You know, fact of the matter is, I'm not impressed by what Auburn brings on the defensive side of the ball. And even though Stewart's little brother isn't playing, I think whoever their quarterback is going to be able to move the ball up and down the field on them. You know, it's really the same thing with the Tigers. I think they can move the ball in this Maryland Terrapins defense. So give me the over in this one. And for a lean, I'll take Maryland also. So I'll give you 2 for 1 on that one. Maryland and over.
2 for 1 for Jovan. Eric, this team up here by you, man.
So I had as everybody knows, Ruffalo had a bowl package. Ruffalo, I had a client. He texted me, he said, "How did you get 6.5 so early in the week?" That line has dropped down like a hammer. He got it in early. So that goes back to when you play the game. If you can play these games early, when these bowl plays get put out early, you can get the best of the number. So we already put out Maryland plus the 6.5 early in the week. And would I take them now plus the less number? No, because I got the value of the early game. So, it's all about the number in my world, not about the game. I love them at 6.5. I love them less now because everybody loves them at 4.5. I'm just curious to the client that's asking, Chris, what's your thoughts on the early, you beat the move by 2 points?
Yeah, I mean, I'm still seeing around 5.5 in some places, so a 1 to 2 point line move. But to tell you the truth, I still liked Maryland when the line moved to 3.5. So I like them down to about a field goal. I think this is a field goal game if Auburn wins this one. But I'm with Jovan. I could definitely lean towards Maryland money line here. I still have the memory of Auburn losing to New Mexico State stuck in my mind. In a game that, they got caught looking ahead to the Iron Bowl, but that's still a game that you should win. And that's a game that historically, prior to the Iron Bowl, they beat up on those lesser teams, and Auburn just got caught with their pants down. And I think that's what could happen here as well. I mean, Maryland, they're going to come out with a point to prove. I think of all the Big Ten teams that are left, I know we just talked about bashing the Big Ten, but I think of any of the Big Ten teams left, I think Maryland's the most live to get a win for the conference.
There you go. I don't love this game.
Well, what they did, Jay, is they made the gamblers love every game because they spaced the games out.
Yeah. So
Well,
they're not-
So if you need to bet on a
they
game in
didn't do it
12,
yesterday. They didn't
What's
do it
that?
yesterday. They didn't do it yesterday. They had like 11:30 to 3:30 and like 8.
because everybody loves the game after they lose the first game. They love the second game. When they lose the first and the second, they love the third game.
for sure. All right, Mitch. What you thinking here, Auburn, Maryland?
I like Auburn by at least 3 touchdowns in this game, possibly even up to maybe 35 points or more. I don't see how Maryland has any chance whatsoever in this game. They are a bottom of the barrel Big Ten team up against an SEC team that came within 2 seconds of beating Alabama, who a lot of people have pegged to win the national championship game. Basically, if they rush the passer against Alabama, they win that game. They are going to run the ball right down these guys' throats. They are about 130th in rushing defense at Maryland. They are going to get so crushed because they're so out-coached in this game by one of the top coaches in all of college football, one of the best recruiters in college football. This guy walks the line in recruiting every single day. And I'll tell you what, with the new recruiting rules, it just opens the door for this guy. When you get fired from Ole Miss, of all places, for recruiting violations, you really know how to push the line. And I got to tell you, this Maryland team sucks. You get them outside of Maryland, they can't do nothing. They have never been a good road team. They're not a good road team today. They're in way over their head against basically a professional team. If you go down these rosters and see how many pro players will emerge from either of these teams, my guess it's 5-1 Auburn against Maryland in this game. This is going to be a massive slaughter. Lay the farm with Auburn.
Next game up, man, we got the Capital One Orange Bowl. God damn. 21 is the line here. You laying 21, Mitch?
For the Orange Bowl game?
Yes, sir.
I think that this is what happens when you have a college football bowl season that we did. I can only hope that it goes that it even is worse than this. I can only hope that it's 100-0, because I think that when you have a game like this, that's just such an embarrassment and a travesty to the entire game of college football, and everybody that put time and money into watching this sport this year. This game is the biggest freaking joke on the board, because this could have been the national championship game. But instead, what we have is a Florida State team who is sitting everybody, and good for them. Good for them. And I've been to games where the officiating has been so bad, where I always say they should take the team off the field. And I've been at baseball games where I've heard a manager. I've told this story before. I was sitting at Wrigley Field in Chicago behind the Pirates dugout, and I could hear the Pirates manager telling the umpire, they're like, if you're going to give Jake Arrieta that low strike around the ankles and you're going to give him that pitch, I'm going to take my team off the field because we have no chance to win this game. And I think Florida State, by their key players not playing in this game, I think it's just a beautiful statement. And I think that this game, anyone that watches this game, anyone that buys a ticket to this game is just a sucker. I mean, it is a joke of all jokes. You have a Georgia team with Kirby Smart who's going to come out and and he's going to talk a whole big spew of shit after the game, because that's what he does. Just like last year, nobody respected us. You were ranked number 1, 10 of 12 weeks, buddy. No one respected you. I mean, what a jerk face. What a great coach, what a great recruiter, and what a jerk face. And I think we're going to see jerk face in full action in this one. They're going to rub their face in it like it proves something. When you had a chance to prove something? When Alabama was kicking the dog shit out of you in the Georgia Dome. That's when you had a chance to say something. Not against Florida State missing their best running back, their quarterback, their top wide receiver, and half their defense, if not more.
Ruffalo.
Not much I can add to that. I'm taking Georgia as well. Just there's nobody for Florida State. It's a bare bones Florida State team. Even if you want to think they would try to salvage some pride and just at least put up competitive effort. I don't see it here. I think Georgia, they're bringing back the majority of their top end talent. The same thing as we saw for Ole Miss. Just a lot of depth, for Ole Miss, it's just a lot of depth pieces that are in the transfer portal that have opted out. So, give me Georgia.
Devon?
Yeah, I mean, look, everyone's already said what needed to be said. You know, this is just going to be a one-sided affair. It's not. It's it's a shame what happened with the Seminoles. And for me, when we talked about it weeks ago, when all this went down, I thought that Florida State did what they had to do to get in. Simple as that. Undefeated season, and it didn't happen. The committee, or the so-called committee, they had another agenda. And now we're seeing damn near the whole roster, sitting out, portal time or opt-outs and or what have you. And it's just a shame because we could have had a real good game.
Yeah. Rod? You're muted. We can't hear you.
Now?
Yes.
That was weird. Said I was unmuted. For me, this one, yeah, the Dirty Tricks Committee definitely ruined it for Florida State, and they're definitely not, as we've seen, 12 regular starters sitting in this game. No motivation here for Florida State. This is going to get really ugly. Florida State team total in the first half is 6.5. To get over that, I don't think so. I think the under 6.5 first half team total Florida State. I'd be lucky to kick a field goal.
Anything here for you, Eric?
As Mitch knows, one of our offices is in Athens, Georgia Bulldog territory. It's the opposite of what Mitch said. It's not only are they not playing anybody for Florida State, as my man Alan said, who's in Athens, who's a Georgia freak, they're playing everybody. They're not sitting anybody. So I don't know why the line isn't 30, to be honest with you. But the flip side of that is I've seen games like this before where you play the game and and then in the second half, they just by somehow, some way the other team covers. So if anything, 21, it's a good value. If you had to play the game, there's no reason to play Florida State because like Mitch said, nobody's playing for them and everybody's playing for Georgia.
I'm betting Florida State on the money line just to have a bet out there. Man.
I love it.
You have to remember this too, Eric. There's not a scrub on the Florida State roster. There's not a guy that's not ESPN top 150 recruit on the entire team. Now, the whole thing is, and that is the argument as to why they should have been in the playoff. Travis is out. These guys are 7 deep with All-American, state player of the years at quarterback. It's like, it's ridiculous to say that one guy makes that big of a difference on a 13-0 team. I mean, it's just ridiculous.
And in the same breath, you saw with the Clemson game, they have the talent. That's not the issue. It's being at the right place at the right time and making sure you have the right assignment. And in the fourth quarter of that Clemson game, we saw it. They haven't these players, the backups. They haven't had enough time on the field, and they missed their assignments. And Kentucky did what they did and threw it over the top. You know what I mean? So that's what you're gonna see. It's not the talent; it's the fact that they don't have enough reps, and they don't know they can't read the offenses like the starters can. And that's the problem. That's gonna be the problem in this one.
Not the best Georgia team that Kirby's had in recent years, that's for sure. And the thing is that the problem with the playoff, and we'll continue on with it, as it goes, and then next year 12 teams, and there'll be arguments all about that too, about 12, and then it'll be 16, and there'll be an argument there about 16. But it doesn't really matter because it's like basically if you're you could say whatever you want about Florida State. Alabama, a team that everybody on this same panel picked freaking Maryland, except for me, right? To beat Auburn. But, they all picked Maryland, the shitbag of shitbags, right? I mean, really, They're one of the shittiest teams in all of college football, the worst road team we've ever seen, right? I mean, these guys haven't won a road game since Eisenhower administration. You guys all picked them, yet the team that you picked them against came within 3 seconds of beating Alabama. They had them dead to rights. All they had to do was rush the passer, and they beat them. Instead, they let them stand back there and just throw basically pitch and catch. But it's like they had him dead to rights. Alabama scored on the last play of the game, remember? I mean, they had him dead to rights. So it's like that. It's like Alabama is in, and it's like, oh, well, they beat them, and they did this. They barely beat South Florida. They barely beat Auburn. Yeah, Florida State, because their quarterback gets injured. I mean, whatever.
We all know what it was. They weren't going to leave the SEC out. It was no way, no way, no way.
Well, we'll see what happens next year when they go to 12. And then what'll happen then will be the same thing. There'll be teams left out for like lower tier SEC teams. But at least at that point, we'll have to see those lower tier SEC teams get in and get slaughtered. Because if you look at the way the playoff is played out, while people think that the SEC is a dominant team, if you go back the last 10 years, not so dominant, really. Not so much. 3 ACC winners. You got a Big 10 winner in there as well. You know, Big 12, Pac-12.
I get it. I get it.
It's just like, you know, like we saw with the Big 10 today or last night, and we'll see with the Big 10 continuously all the way through to March Madness when Purdue gets stomped again. I mean, that's really what it's gonna, you know. We all know it's coming.
Shody, let's go to. Or I didn't give a pick in that game. I'm not really interested in that game. It's as bad as
I didn't give a pick. I'm not interested.
I mean, it is what it is. Toledo, Wyoming, Barstool Sports, Arizona Bowl. Wonder who's gonna be on the call for this one.
Dave, right? Davey Pages.
I don't know. We'll see. This is the late game, so they got Wyoming laying points here. This is actually going to be a decent game. I like Wyoming here. Wyoming showed me some things at certain points in the season. They had that defense is stout. I like Wyoming. I think they win this game. Toledo, hell of a season. But I don't know if they faced a defense quite as tough as Wyoming's. And to me, anything that Wyoming does offensively is just a plus. So I'm on the Cowboys in that one. Mitch.
Taking Toledo, Wyoming once again, another team that's never done anything away from home. All those great things that we've seen from them have all been at home. When they go on the road, they're not the same team anymore. We saw it at Boise. We've seen it at other places, you know, and we saw it at Texas, right? They're just not the same team on the road as they are at home. At home, tough as nails. Road, I mean, they could win this game, but I don't see how they could beat anybody by 3.5 points. I mean, they might win by 1 or 2 or 3 even, but 3.5. I'll take the points and take my chances.
Roof.
I'm extending Wyoming to 6.5 here. Daquan Finn in the portal. When Toledo didn't have Daquan Finn playing this season, they really struggled with the football. There's not much else out for Toledo. I believe they're starting running backs. I think Penny Boone, I think, is in the portal as well. Outside of those two guys, the majority of Toledo's roster is back, but Wyoming, there's a lot of motivation here to win the bowl game. Craig Bowl, longtime Wyoming head coach, he's retiring after the bowl game. I think they play for him. Bowl said he expects everybody to be playing. They all look to be healthy. So just side by side, I like Wyoming's defense. And like I said, I just don't love Toledo without Daquan Finn. So give me Wyoming here.
Javant.
Yeah, same here. I just don't see how they put up the necessary amount of points, even though the Cowboys, you know, they're not world beaters on offense, but they're gonna put up some points.
They are.
You know, so I just don't see how Toledo without Finn puts up the amount of points. They need to put up points with Finn. Without him, they're not the same team. Dual threat quarterback. I don't think their back was a dual threat quarterback. So, it's going to be on rough sledding. So I like the under.
Sure. Hot Rod.
Yeah, I agree. I like the under here as well. Toledo's going to try to run the ball, and no Boone. It's going to be Jacques Stewart going to take over the lead running back for Toledo. Quarterback, we've seen Tucker for the Rockets. Tucker Gleason's going to get the start for the Rockets in this one. He's played before, so he'll be able to handle the offense for Toledo. But as Joanne says, I like the under. I think both teams run the ball, and that Wyoming defense is for real. And I don't think a whole lot of guys have left the Wyoming defense. They got 15 points in the last 2 games. I think they can hold this Toledo team down. We get under the 44.5. I think the under.
Anything here for you, Eric?
Well, I'll rep Big Al. He has an 8-star, one of his highest rated plays on this matchup on the side. My personal opinion is on the total. I'm going to go the under as well. I like the under in the game. If you want to pick up that 8-star from Al, you can send me a text. I just had to plug that. It's his biggest play of the day, that matchup.
There you go. All right. Out of college football. Let's go to college hoops. Let's get that out the way.
Get 80 games out of the way. He said, let's get that out of the way. There's 80 games.
Let's block it up. 11 o'clock start time for me. So what's that, noon for most of you guys? First up, we got Pitt, Syracuse. We got Virginia, Notre Dame, Mount St. Mary's, Delaware State, William and Mary, Navy, Stonehill, Rutgers, Hofstra, St. John's, Lipscomb, Florida State. Let's go through 12. And then we got Northeastern Rhode Island, Columbia, Fordham, UL Monroe, Appalachian State, Northwood, Eastern Michigan, Siena, UMass, Quinnipiac, Florida. We'll stop there. Mitch, pretty decent time slot to begin the day. Not the sexiest games in this slot, but there's some value here. How you feeling?
Yeah, I think we should all just pick one in each slot. I'll just roll with
Sure.
there's a couple I like here, but I'm going to go with Quinnipiac plus the points against Florida. I just love fading Florida, and I just think that, what we've seen from the Gators is they've classic underachievers. Basically, they can win a lot of games, and they've beaten some decent teams, and their losses are actually against good teams too. But the issue here, of course, is the 21.5 points, the elephant in the room, as you would say. I'm going to take Quinnipiac plus the bundle of points here against a Florida team that can't get out of their own way.
Ruffalo.
Yeah, sorry. I'm going to take St. John's here. Normally, I like backing Hofstra, but these are two teams that like to score points. But Hofstra hasn't really been tested this season. St. John's, I think, is going to be able to provide a bit of a stiffer test than I think they're going to be able to handle. I think St. John's wins that one. I think they barely get the cover, but I think they get the cover. I think they win that one by double digits. So give me St. John's. And give me Syracuse money line at home against Pitt. I think Syracuse really starting to find their footing under Adrian Autry. And I like them at home, and not the biggest fan of Pitt on the road. So give me Syracuse laying the 1.5 just on the money line at home.
What you got for me in this slide, Jovan?
Yeah, I agree with Chris on Syracuse. Pitt's a fraud. I'll just say that, get out of the way. But I'm gonna roll with Rutgers. Laying the big number against Stonehill. Stonehill's just a bad team. Rutgers should be able to do whatever they want against them. And they really need to get a win, a big win, because Big Ten play is coming, and I don't think they're gonna feel so well. So this will be their shot, to get a big dub.
Big dub. Hot Rod, college hoops. What you got for me?
And for me, I got to. Normally, I am a Hofstra guy. We all know that. Not here. I got to agree with Chris. St. John is the better team. I think Ripatino has his boys ready to go, and they win by double digits. Hofstra on the road, not so good. 1-4 on the road. Not good at covering the number on the road this season. I don't think they do it here. I think it's a double-digit win for St. John's in that one.
Anything
Ladies.
with slot, Eric? Oh, my bad, right? I'm sorry.
Is
All
if we take Florida's in the top block you were talking about?
Yes, sir.
Love the I'm laying 20.5 with Florida. That's that they should roll them. Unlike the Florida State game, I like Florida to win by 40.
I'll bet you whatever you'd like on that.
We
Side bet. Let's go side. We go side bet.
We'll text.
No problem. I'll take your
I just got
action.
an alert limit increase. It said.
Yeah, great, man.
In this slot, I'm gonna roll with Virginia landing on Notre Dame. Notre Dame is not good. They're not a good team to me. They're just not. Virginia, I know the last time we seen them on the road, they got smashed by Memphis. Smashed. But I think there's emphasis on this game. Notre Dame is not good. Virginia is probably going to win that game by like 15 plus and be outside the number for majority of it. Like, I just think it's a bad matchup for Notre Dame. So I would look at landing it there early with Virginia. All right, let's move along in this college hoops. We got Davidson, Ohio. Good game right here. Creighton, Marquette. We got Duke, Queens. James Madison, Texas State. We got Wake Forest, Virginia Tech. St. Peter's, Bucknell. Indiana State, Michigan State. Howard, LaSalle. Florida A&M, South Carolina. Princeton, Delaware. Lehigh and Marist. Alabama, Liberty. Merrimack, Boston U, Iona, Harvard, NCAAM, George Mason. It's a huge slot. Oh my. To 1 o'clock. Arkansas State, Georgia State, Longwood, Dayton, Fairfield, Lemoyne, VCU, Gardner Webb. We'll stop there in the 1 o'clock. My 1 o'clock. Mitch, decent slot. What you got there?
Merrimack for me against my Boston University Terriers. I've been to both of these schools on acid, and I got to tell you that I've had some good times at both. I think that, Boston U just really not the best season this year, not the best team that they've had. When we look at Merrimack, a lot of their numbers here, this is the beauty of the out-of-conference play and then heading into these games. When you look at Merrimack's schedule and who they've played compared to who Boston University's played, well, no wonder they're ranked 330th and all that other stuff, because they're not quite, in that Ohio State, Florida range. But you look, just a 2-point loss against Georgetown. They beat UMass Lowell, who's a damn good team, as a 5.5-point dog outright. They lost to Cincinnati, by a bundle, but they were getting 20 in that game and covered the spread, and then beat the doors off of Bucknell. I like Merrimack here. I like them big. I went to Boston University. I took acid at Merrimack. I like both, but I think I took acid at BU too. Who are we kidding? I'm going Merrimack though. The Warriors, the other Warriors.
What you got for me here, Chris?
Jeez.
Chris is like, I hate following Mitch.
That's what I was gonna say. You steal all the thunder. I'm gonna go with Marist laying the 6.5. Not always I'll lay a big number with a MAC team, but Marist looks really good, and they've been doing a great job covering the number at home. Lehigh 0-6 on the road, 4-2 against the number, but I think a lot of those came when they were getting really big numbers. This is reasonable for Marist, so give me Marist laying the points. And I'm going to take Indiana State plus the 8.5 against Michigan State. I know it's not a popular opinion. I think this Michigan State team is overrated.
I do too.
I'm not a fan of the talent on the roster. I love Tom Izzo. He's one of my favorite coaches, but I just don't get it with this Michigan State team. And this feels like sort of the same spot with Indiana State that we saw with Michigan State against James Madison earlier this year. Indiana State, they can flat out shoot, and they can keep themselves in this game. They're a live dog in this game, so give me Indiana State in the points.
See, Larry Bird.
Well, I was with you. I'm with you on Michigan State. I think they're overrated too, but then they shut me up because I said them exact words, and that was the game they smashed Baylor, took them behind the woodshed.
No Bird.
They've been balling at the crib. They've been balling at the crib.
The thing about Michigan State is I don't think we've seen them really hit their stride yet. They have two guards that can light it up from the outside, and they just have not been hitting like at those These guys are, 40, 50% 3-point shooters, and they're just not hitting the shots, man. When Izzo's teams are good, he usually has two guards that shoot over 90% from the free throw line and light it up from beyond the arc. And neither of these guys are doing it, even though the resume says they can. Last year they did. Blame Eric Pathy in that Florida pick.
Javon, what you like in this slap, my man?
Yeah, Indiana State, they made me money. They made all of us money, but I'm on MSU in this one.
Ooh, okay.
It's just one of those things where they're coming alive, 3 straight blowouts, and they really need to win. They're only 7-5, right now. So I think they crank it up on defense. That's one thing that they know how to do. They know how to defend the 3. They know how to defend period. And I think Indiana State, they're gonna have some trouble. They could shoot the lights out. That's for damn sure. But I think there's gonna come a point in this game where Michigan State goes on a run and they're just gonna run away and hide. So give me MSU, give me Sparty.
Sparty for Javon. All right.
Yeah, I agree. I like Sparty as well here in that one. But the one I like the most, I like Alabama here over Liberty. You look at Alabama's schedule, and man, they played a gauntlet of teams here. And they're definitely better than what that record shows and indicates. And I think they start to turn it up here, this Alabama team. We know they can shoot the 3. You look at last season, they easily whooped up on Liberty. And I think this is a spot where they come to play. And we see a lot of ass slapping from Alabama in this one. They easily win by double digits. Give me Alabama over Liberty.
Anything in this slot for you, Eric?
Duke minus 29 against Queens. Duke minus 29.
For sure. I'm going to lay a pretty big number, too. I'm taking James Madison against Texas State. Texas State, man. Houston blew the doors off of these boys, and I wouldn't be surprised if they got their doors blown off in back-to-back games, man. Y'all know me. When I like a team in college football, college basketball, they be cashing too if you pay attention. James Madison, one of them teams for me. They've jumped up conferences and just been dominant, man. And I think they smash here on Texas State. So that's gonna be my game in this slot. Let's keep it moving. We got Georgia, Alabama, A&M. We got Abilene Christian, Western Kentucky, Southern Miss, Georgia Southern, Central Arkansas, Missouri, Wichita State, Kansas, UCLA, Oregon, Colgate, Cornell, Chicago State, DePaul. They got DePaul laying 6.5, man. How does that even make sense? Richmond, Lafayette, Campbell, St. Francis, UT Martin, Tennessee Tech, Middle Tennessee, Murray State, Louisiana, Marshall, ULL, G-Dub, MD Eastern, Akron, St. Bonnie's, Northern Arizona, Northern Colorado, Long Beach State. What up, Beaches? Against CSU, Northridge, and Montana State, Weber State. Nice little slot right here. Hey, I'm taking Chicago State. There's no reason, money line. There's no reason in hell DePaul should be that big of a favorite over anybody. That's my story. I'm sticking to it. Yeah, I'm taking Chicago State now. And we've been fading DePaul like no other, and I'm not stopping now. That's what I like in this slot. I might have another one at the back end of this. Mitch, what you like in this slot? It's a really good slot.
I like Weber State here against Montana State. The Weber State defense is just fierce, man. They are really, really good. I've been winning some money on them. You got to be somewhat selective here with Weber State, but when you see Montana State and just their inability to shoot the 3 or score, that's really going to cause problems for a team that, well, that's their specialty, is to shut teams down. And I love teams that play defense and shoot 3s, man. And that's all Weber State does. They just play defense and shoot 3s. That's all you got to do. That's it. It's as easy as that. And also crash the boards because Montana State hates rebounding. Hate it.
There you go. Ruffalo. I feel like this a Ruffalo slot right here. I feel like this is like
you'd be right. There's a few I like in this time slot. Did we stop at 4? Or did we go to 4:30?
I stopped at 4.
4? Okay. So don't go ahead. I'm going to take Richmond. I'm going to lay the 17.5 against Lafayette. Richmond's really good at home, 6-0 straight up, 5-1 against the number. Lafayette just really have had struggles taking the step up against some of the better teams they played. I think Richmond absolutely crushes them. I think Richmond wins that game by 20 plus. I'm with you. I like Chicago State in the points, and I see it up to 7.5. So, give me Chicago State as many points as I can get, and I'm with you. Take some on the money line too. And I'm also going to take George Washington.
G-Dub.
Yeah,
It's one per customer, ball hog.
I thought it was multiple. Okay, all right. I'll cut it off. Sorry. Okay, my bad. I'll stop.
Rod loves a good ball hog comment. He's like, brings me back.
we here anyway, man. We here, so shit.
Yeah, might as well listen to Ruffalo go off on his little soapbox over there.
That's okay. I'm done. I'll stop.
It's nice monologue, Ruffalo.
I like all of them: Richmond, DePaul, and G.
You like DePaul? Ooh.
I mean, not DePaul. You know, I like playing DePaul. You know what I mean. You know what I mean. Fading them the gift that keeps on giving. Jovan, what you like today, my man, in this slot?
Yeah, I'm gonna agree with that Chicago State. You know, DePaul's is a bad team, but I'm gonna go with this Akron St. Bonaventure under. You know, this line, well, this total's been bet down a couple points, but it doesn't matter. Both of these teams are good defensive teams, especially St. Bonaventure. It's being played at a neutral site game, neutral site arena. And, you know, what we know about these neutral site arenas is that, you know, it takes a little adjusting, you know, with the, what am I trying to say? With the sidelines and everything for these shooters. So, you know, that just adds to me taking under. So give me the under.
Under St. Bonnie's Akron. Zip. Hot Rod.
For me, I like the over between Kansas and Wichita. I think both teams can score. Not a whole lot of defense played in that one. I think it's a track meet to get easily into the 150s and that one there. And I agree with you guys. Take Chicago State. DePaul's awful. Why are they laying 6? Now up to more? Yikes. Take Chicago State plus the points. Yuck.
It's like the books continuing to try to put the Hawks as a favorite.
Put the Hawks as a favorite yesterday, right? Yeah. Come on. You know about the Hawks.
Stop it. Please. No, please don't stop so we can just keep cashing. But, you know.
Well, yeah, exactly. Shh, don't tell them.
Eric, anything in this slot for you?
Unfortunately, I was going to say Ruffalo's first selection. Then when he went to his first selection, I said, well, I'm going to do George Washington against Maryland Eastern Shore. And then he came with George Washington. So George Washington
G-Dub
against Maryland Eastern Shore because, you know, they're
Shody. Let's keep it moving.
Ruffalo was reading my mind.
Where do I stop? We got Vanderbilt. Is that where I start? Yes. Or we got Little Rock, Tennessee State, Dartmouth, Vanderbilt, UNC Wilmington, Arkansas, FIU, Utah Tech, Cal Poly.
The eggs?
UC Davis.
Oh, no, here it comes. Hello. Ruffalo's like, I'm fried on egg bits already.
Portland State, Idaho, Sacramento State, Eastern Washington, Wyoming, BYU, Mississippi Valley State, San Francisco. San Francisco land 35.5, and I'm still gonna lay it there. Montana, Idaho State.
Do you have vast influence? Are you?
And we'll go Penn, Houston. No, I'll stop. I'll stop. Not Penn, Houston. We'll stop at Montana, Idaho State. Mitch, what you like here?
Wyoming against BYU. I've been on the BYU train the whole season, and I just think today's the day. You don't have to get all the way off the train, but I think the train takes a little stop at the station for this one. I just think this is way too many points. Wyoming's not that bad. In the day and age of the transfer portal, these guys do it old school, JUCO transfers. I like the JUCO transfers. I'm going to take Wyoming in this one. I think they keep it close enough. They're going to get shellacked, but they're getting 21 and change.
I was going to say no money line on Wyoming.
I got Eric a new logo for his Pick Dogs radio show with Costi. Simulcast in Las Vegas radio. What time is the show, Eric?
9 a.m. in Las Vegas every Wednesday, 12 noon East Coast.
Yeah, Pick Dogs Radio coming your way this Wednesday.
That's it.
We got a new logo. You know what the logo says? You guys know what the logo says? It says Pick Dogs Radio.
I was going to let you say it.
Yep.
Straight into the point. I get
Right
okay.
to the point. Yeah, no beating around the bush now.
Yeah, I just figured I would get tricky with it. I'm gonna put.
They'll never see it coming.
I'll put it in the comments of our live show. You guys can see the logos that I had designed there. It says you can see the logos. I put them in the Skype. It says right on it, Pick Dogs Radio.
Yeah, we did the same thing. It was very
Okay.
You like that, Jay? Yeah, you like that? It's kind of like Pick Dogs, but radio.
It's like I went to Mitch. I went last Tuesday to get I don't know what keeps going on.
You know what it's like? You know what it's like to communicate with a guy in Pakistan on Fiverr to get something like that done? You know how many years of my life are gone? Ain't gonna get that time back. No, I want a microphone in his hand, not in his ear.
Not in his ear.
No.
Headphones.
Bed phones.
Oh, a microphone.
Jeez.
Taking Wyoming.
What you like here, Roof?
Well, I mean, we set it up, right? I'm going to take Utah Tech. I mean, yeah, the Eggs. I mean, FIU is a shell of the program that they used to be. This team flat out stinks. Utah Tech. I think they're going to shell FIU today.
Never get to
That egg bit.
never get to
Sorry, I'm all over the place. My brains are a little scrambled this morning.
Yeah. A little poached.
A little poached. You know what else in that game? Over. Easy.
Javon, what you like here, my man?
Yeah, I'm gonna lay the heavy lumber with San Fran. You know, this Mississippi Valley State team. They're just a bad team, man. So you got to take advantage wherever you can against these guys, even though they have covered 4 games, but not against San Fran. San Fran likes to beat up on the bad teams, so they're gonna beat up on this one. 40 plus, you can lay it.
Yeah, I like that too, man. The Mississippi Valley State is the other gift that keeps on giving most of the time. They're terrible. Rod,
You know the one I like here? I like UCLA and Nick Cronin and those boys to keep it close with the Ducks. I know everybody's I know, yeah. Everybody's on the Ducks. All I see everywhere is like, take Oregon. You know what? The Ducks probably win because they want to end the losing streak. They've lost 3 straight to UCLA. I think the Ducks win it, but by like 3-4 points.
Dana Altman's one of the best home head coaches in the history of college.
He is, and the Ducks 6-1 ATS at home this season as well, so they do play their best hoops.
The worst loss I ever took in the history of sports betting betting against Oregon in Oregon with Arizona. I in-gamed it all the way to the poorhouse. I had to hit the ATM. The Super Bowl was the next day. I had to wire myself money to bet the game. It was so bad.
I'm only betting it once, and I'm not going to chase. But I'm getting 10 and a half now.
There's no
Come
way
on.
Arizona
No way.
loses by. There's no way Arizona loses by 23 and a half. There's a way. Oh yes, there is. It's raining threes.
Anything in this slot, Eric?
The over in the BYU game, because if they're going to keep it close, they got to roll over that 152. Opened up at 149. Now it's up to 152 and a half in some spots. Back to that Missouri Valley game. So when I say I monitor sharp action, unlike people that look at websites and give them percentages, I have access to accounts where I see big bets. Some of the biggest bets today, Jovan, believe it or not, are on Missouri Valley. They're all taking Missouri Valley.
Yeah, I don't care. I'm on the other side.
I know you are. I was just like, that may be one of the biggest bets I've seen so far is on that game.
I think Dylan Brooks had 119 three-pointers in his college career at Oregon. I think 118 of them were in that game against Arizona that I lost all that money on. I mean, it was like Steph, man. He was like shooting them from the parking lot. It was like, boom. It was like one of those games where you're betting and it's like, you've lost. And you're just like, please stop. And then he throws in another one. It's like...
Next game or next slot, man. We got Penn, Houston laying 26 and a half. We got FAU, Florida Gulf Coast, Memphis, Austin P, South Illinois, UIC, Bellarmine, High Point, Wagner, Manhattan.
It's South Wagner. Alabama. It's Wagner for Wayne. Wayne, because he's not here.
We got South Alabama, Old Dominion, Yale, Santa Clara, PV, Prairie View, Texas versus Texas A&M, Ohio State versus West Virginia, Incarnate Word versus UT Rio Grande.
Word up.
Louisiana Tech versus Grand Canyon, Santa Barbara, UC Riverside. We'll stop there. We'll go all the way. Seattle U, UTEP, CA Baptist, New Mexico State, Chattanooga, Auburn, USC, Oregon State, Fresno of Nevada, UC Irvine, Bakersfield, and Fullerton, Hawaii, all the way through. What you got for me here, Money Man Mitch? And I will be right back.
Florida Atlantic for me over Florida Gulf Coast. This is just an ode to last night's North Florida game against Miami, which was the brick airball fest of all time. I don't think I've seen that many bricks and airballs in one game by North Florida was just laying them. But the thing about this one is that you got to respect is that Florida Gulf Coast is 344th in the nation in three-point shooting defense. They just refuse to guard the perimeter against a team that, loves to shoot from the perimeter. I could see this be because of the new college basketball rules. I could see this being like one of those 105-60 games. It's just because of these new rules that we see, one team. Never did we see like these 90s and 100s like we see now. But this is like one of those games because basically it's going to be a shoot around for FAU. Chris?
Oh, man.
That brick fest last night was something special, man.
Yeah, it was sponsored by Home Depot.
It was like clunk. And then I think they had 4 consecutive air balls.
Yeah. I think 4 or 5. Might have been 6.
It was a lot, man.
I'm going to go Texas A&M here against Prairie View. It's a big number for Texas A&M, but Prairie View stinks, and they've really struggled to take the step up against the better teams this season. They have been able to pull off, they pulled off an upset earlier this year, or they were at least
watch out talking about the Romanellis.
Yeah, well, maybe that's why I like Texas A&M even more now. Yeah, I just the Romanellis, as we call them, they were nice covering big numbers early on. They covered against Washington State, Seattle, won outright against Abilene Christian, but then they gave up 103 to UTSA, lost to Rice by 26, lost to Iowa State by 51. Yeah, give me Texas A&M here.
Come on.
Yeah, New Mexico State. I like them at home against Cal Baptist. 5-1 at home. They're actually playing better ball, than they were in the beginning of the season. So I'll take them, and I'm gonna give you Cal State Bakersfield, too many points. I'm usually on UC Irvine, but that's in the underdog role as a favorite of this much, pushing double digits. I'll roll with Bakersfield.
All right.
And for me in these ones here, I like Hawaii to whoop up on Cal State Fullerton. I think Hawaii wins by double digits in that one.
Hell out game.
Tough travel spot for Cal State Fullerton. But they battled with the Beaches last game and got out to a lead, and then the Beaches came roaring back and got the win in that one already this week. So, and then now you got to travel to Hawaii. Yeah, tough spot. Give me Hawaii in that one. They easily win by double digits in that one.
We know we all have been there where that Hawaii game, the last game on the board, and got your ass kicked, and you're just like, you know what?
Give me more.
Hey, Mitch, you like when you're in Vegas and you walk down to the sports book at 9 p.m. Vegas time, and everybody's jumping up and down on the Hawaii game trying to get out.
I like it that, and I also like when you wake up at 6 o'clock in the morning and you go down there and people are like drunk off their ass watching European soccer.
Exactly. It's like everybody's betting Hawaii and soccer.
It's like
freaking Lazio.
It's like I don't know what they're cheering for, but the guys are having a good time. It's like, I walk by with my stack of drink tickets, Mr. Popularity.
I remember one Saturday night I was there, and there was no Saturday night Hawaii game. They played it in the over on this stateside early, and people were like, "Oh man, there's no Hawaii game." There was no
well, that's when you're betting Los Al,
exactly.
The racetrack.
I can only imagine Mitch's joy when he walks through the sports book at that time and he hears the Bundesliga going off.
That's Rod. That's
Rod. Or when they're betting harness racing.
Nah, I like that Los Al, the quarter horses.
The quarter horses. Yeah. So quick. 30 seconds. Like, I lost.
It's like 10 seconds. It's like it's quicker than a dog race. It's like,
it's so fast.
I just bet. Give me $20 on whoever Agapito Delgadillo is riding.
I always find some 85-year-old guy sitting at the booth with like a mountain of stacks of paper. I just walk over. I go, "Who do you like?" You take the 7th and the 8th.
That's me. I'm that guy. Stack of drink tickets to the moon, man.
He's got tickets stacked like this.
Yeah, they take care of the horse racers planes.
Oh man,
that is the secret to Vegas, people. It's like instead of paying your $20 for a beer or whatever, go bet a $2 exacta box and a $1 try box. It's $18. Tip them at the window the $2 when you buy the tickets. They'll give you 10 drink tickets, man.
Yep.
They will. It is, and just keep doing it. It's like you'll never pay for another drink in Vegas ever again.
Clockwork. He showed me.
Remember the first time my buddy took his wife out? She was at the casino paying for drinks while he was betting 500 a number at the crab table. He looked at her. He said, "What are you doing? Come over here. They'll give you all the free drinks you want. Just stand next to me."
All right, it's all for college hoops, my man.
Well, wait a minute. High Point 9-1 ATS against Bellarmine. You got to lay the number until they prove otherwise. Got to take High Point.
It's not going to be a low point for High Point. Right. High Point.
Let's do it. Let's go to the National Basketball Association game card today. I think it's a really good card. I low-key could bet.
You should do a parlay if the Mavericks are playing Dallas, and you just parlay all the Dallas teams together.
He's done it before.
Do you not know who I am? Do you know that bet's already in?
That's like me and my directional Michigan Vegas parlays.
Already in.
Eastern Michigan, Western Michigan, Central Michigan, Michigan State.
No, for sure. But let's do it, man. 6 games in the NBA. We got the first game up. We can go individual here. We got Heat Jazz. They got Miami laying 2.5. Mitch, I took them Heat boys last game, and you faded their ass. Faded them. We was hooping. He was out there balling on the Warriors. Steph was not Stephing. And you were on the other side. You know, the Heat hero was out there balling. Duncan Robinson.
Hate Duncan Robinson.
You taking them today?
I'm taking the Heat on the money line. I'm not going to lay the points. I think it's going to be a tight one. I'll just take the money line with the Heat. You can get it minus 120-ish if you really shop.
Sure. I'm going the other way. I'm taking Utah.
I know you are.
Yeah, I'm taking Utah here.
Because they have white European players, and that's Jay's wheelhouse.
Hey, I I love my white Euros. You know that I do. But
So listen to this. Listen to this, man. In my comments of my one YouTube video where I've talked about like the college football bowls, and in all the comments, people saying, "Oh, they should get paid. That they're not slaves," and all this other stuff. So then in my next video, I come out and I say, "I'm not saying they should be slaves and everything else. You called them slaves. You're racist." It's like, hey, buddy. It's like we all know there's been. I think every race has been a slave. You know, I think every race that's out there has been slaves. You know, the Jews were the original slaves, right? Building the pyramids, they were the original slaves, right?
I mean, I know my peoples were building pyramids.
Yeah, I mean, those are the originals. Then it goes. Believe me, no one said they're in favor of slavery or anything of that nature. No one said that the players were slaves. What we're saying is that yes, they should get paid, but there has to be some sort of structure to the payment system. Anyways, taking the Heat.
Yeah, you took the Heat with the comments.
I take more heat in the comments than anybody. They didn't like my brown sugar cinnamon Pop-Tart. I mean, they want to kill me. They want to kill get some gangbangers over there. We'll show you brown sugar cinnamon, man.
I'm taking the Jazz.
Coming hard at your ass, man. We'll get some. They'll come hard at your.
I do love my white Euros.
It's a freaking tart, man. Pop-Tart.
I do love my white Euros, Mitch, but that's not why I'm taking the Jazz here. I'm taking the Jazz here because they are the best team in the NBA.
Right, got his marketing jersey on.
These boys 10-3 against the number at the crib. They've covered in 77% of their games at home.
I think the next bet, if someone can get a bet going with Jay, I think he should have to wear the white guy headband for a segment. If he loses the bet, got to get him
So I'm on the Jazz. I'm on the Jazz in this one, man. I think they
get him There's no worse look than the white guy headband or the bandana.
Oh man,
it's like not a good look.
So, Ruffalo, what you thinking here?
I'm leaning Jazz as well, just because I do think the number's right on. I think this is a 2-point game. Like Jay said, 10-3 against the spread at home, and I think this is a nice spot where you could middle. I think you could get the Heat on the money line. I think you could take the Jazz plus 2.5 and potentially cash out on both. So give me the Jazz plus the points.
I'm on the Heat. You know, 1-4 straight. You know, covered all those games. You know, keep it rolling. I'm usually not on the Heat, so I'll be on them today.
And for me in this one, I like the Jazz. They play their best hoops at home. Sure. They've also covered in 7 straight against the Heat. So as underdogs, I'm going to go with the Jazz plus the points in this one.
Eric, Jazz fans, Heat.
I hate the Heat, so I'm not on the Heat. I'm on the Jazz.
We got Jaquez.
What's that?
We got Jaquez.
Plus 2.5. Take the Heat. I mean the Jazz. I'm sorry.
Just take both teams, Eric.
No.
You can't lose.
That's like what they say to me when there's a typo in the video. It's like, this guy, that's it. I'm unsubscribing.
No, the best is when there's two teams playing each other, two
tonight.
teams, one in college and one in pro, like today, Wyoming, and you give out the game and the guy looks at the wrong and he starts yelling at you that your line is wrong. I said, sir, you're looking at the wrong sport. I've had it happen to me a gazillion times.
Yeah, Mitch, hockey is sick. He might not play tonight. All right. Next game up.
Canadian.
We got the worst team in the NBA, the Detroit Pistons, at the crib hosting the Seattle Raptors. Ruffalo, talk to me.
Have I said I'm changing my tune from what I've said the last 2 weeks? What's the date today? December 30th. Oh,
It's the day.
today's the day that the streak ends. I'm taking the Pistons on the money line. Look, I said I did the video for this game, and I said it. I pretty much said it like this: the Toronto Raptors have one thing going for them. They are the trivia team. You know, like when you ask a question at trivia night saying which team did this, which team was guilty for snapping the Detroit Pistons 28-game losing streak? The Toronto Raptors. It's going to be like that. It's the same thing. You know, so give me the Detroit Pistons here. I'm taking them on the money line. The streak ends tonight.
Correct.
Ruffalo.
Exactly.
Hey, when I went, so I don't look at the money very often, but I wanted to see it in this one, and I ain't gonna lie to you. We all betting Pistons money line tonight.
Hey, Mitch, these martingale bettors that have been martingaling Detroit to win a game on the money line.
What are they up to? 4.8 million.
Down. They're 0-28. They're martingaling because you know there's guys out there going, they gotta win another game. They gotta win a game, and they just keep martingaling. Can you imagine how much you're down on 28 straight losses?
Well, what would the bet today be? Like 4.8 million or something, wouldn't it be?
I mean, you know, the ABC system. You extended past the alphabet.
Tonight's tonight. We don't need your hating, okay? We're taking the Pistons money line tonight. Jovan, are you jumping on the wagon? Join us. Come on, man. Join us. Don't do it.
One of us. One of us.
Tonight.
I'll take them against the spread, man. How about that? Hey, listen, you know the Raptors, you know, bad road team, 4-10. You know, dealing with this Pistons team, man, it's a damn headache if you've been on them. You know, I mean, you know, on them to win. Let's just say that. But against the spread, they have covered some games.
Yeah,
you know, so you know, expect them to cover in this one home spot going against the team that's on the second out of a back-to-back.
There you go. Detroit, is 11-19-1 against the number. Not sexy, but it's not terrible. They've covered something.
It's not 2-20, whatever they are.
Yeah. Hot Rod, you taking your team that we've moved to Seattle?
No, because I can't trust the Raptors. They're like this. They're like riding a roller coaster. They're like good up here, and they're like, hey, look, they might do something, and then it's like, and the bottom falls out. Exactly what happens with the Raptors. But the way it's going, as you said, it's like everybody's on this. Everybody's about to topple over with that many people on trying to hit this Detroit. So I'm with Jovan. I think Detroit covers the spread. I think this comes down to who's got the ball last, because just like we've seen in the Boston game where they had a chance. You can say there's a chance. There is a chance. That hope, that little slimmer of hope that they just keep giving that bettors, a little bit of hope that Detroit's going to win it today. No, they're not. Raptors win it outright. Detroit gets the cover.
Yeah.
Go. Eric.
From a value point of view, the best bet is to take the money line on Toronto. You're not even laying $2. You guys lay you Canadian guys that love hockey. You lay these crazy
Canadian guys.
Yeah, you Canadian guys that
Canadian
love hockey.
guys.
Am I going to get hateful comments now? Canadian.
A third of our panel is Canadian.
Well, I know Ruffalo and Rod. So what I'm saying is, you guys will lay big.
But me and Jovan both hate hockey, so it kind of balances it out.
There you go. But hockey bettors will lay 300-400 in a hockey game.
No, they won't.
Yeah.
No, they don't.
We chase the puck line. We'll go
not on this show. We are on the other side.
We're on the puckers. Come on now.
The best bet is to take Toronto less than 200 minus 195. Why would you not?
Because they're going to lose. That's why.
Why wouldn't you just lay 1 or 2 and get a better payout than that if you're going to do that?
Just take the Pistons money line, just put a couple dollars on it, and just sit back and watch as a team tries to escape history. That's what I'm doing.
They're already in history.
I know. Now they're trying to escape it. Now they're trying to escape it, and it's fun. It's that Boston game was fun. Hey, that's right. At the end of the game, took them boys to OT. They just couldn't get it done, man. I feel like more people tuned into the Pistons on this losing streak than people are to like regular games.
I know guys that are just crushed on the money line betting on they got to win a game. I mean, I know guys that are just.
I've been fading them a little bit here. Like I've been on and off. You know, I just enjoy watching it. You just got to pick your spots, and I think Ruffalo has talked me on. You know, I was on the fence. I was like, I don't know, man. I don't know. But as the week has gone on, more and more I look at it. I think today. Mitch, do you think today?
Nope, I'm taking the Raptors. I think that the world is on the Pistons in this game. I'm just hearing it way too much out there. I think you lay up to 9.5 in this thing with the Raptors and you just put it away. It's like I think that the Pistons might win the game at some point, but not today because I think too many people are on it. It just seems that it's
the public dog that you hate.
Yeah, that's exactly what it is. It's the public dog that I hate.
Yeah, I know.
It's like betting on Bronny James and a legitimate against a legitimate
it's like
team.
the reverse hype train. You know, I'm a sucker for it.
It is. I love Oregon State today, by the way, against USC. I like them on the money line.
There you go. Pistons Raptors should be a good one. Next game up should be a good one too. We got the Pacers, aka the Halliburtons. I'm hearing that catch on. People really starting to call them the Halliburtons. I like that. They're laying 3.5 on the New York Knicks. Knicks, they hooped on Christmas Day in the triple revenge spot. People was not happy with me taking the Knicks on Christmas Day. But since then, they've kind of returned back to reality. Is this a bounce back spot on the road against a Pacers team that, yes, after they left Vegas, they went through a slump, but I think they low-key out of it to go into Houston and bust them up to win their last game. Halliburton, last game, what do you have? 21 and 20 assists. Oh, my God, he be hooping. I just love the way this team plays. If this game turns into an offensive game, it's Pacers all the way. The Knicks are not equipped to run and gun with the Pacers. So it's Pacers for me here, laying the 3.5. Mitch, what you thinking?
I'm going to take the Knicks. I just think that this game is probably going to be decided by less than the 3.5. I mean, I just like the points.
Fair enough. Ruffalo?
I think it's a coin flip game.
I'm taking the Pacers here. What used to be, the defense first mentality for the Knicks has started to slip a little bit. Giving up 117 plus in each of their last 4 games. And we know what the Pacers do. They like to run and gun. They like to push the pace. And they like to put up points. And I just don't know if the Knicks are going to be able to keep up here. So I'm going to take the Pacers. I'm going to lay the 3.5 in this one.
You're soft,
Jovan.
There's a lot of me that's soft. You'll come to find.
Yeah, I'm on the over in this one. Last couple of games these two teams played, which was back in last season in April, went way over this total. And I see some slippage, from the Knicks defensively. Second out of back-to-back, which bodes well for the for the over. I'll take the over in this one.
I love it. Everybody knows I'm not a totals guy, especially not in the NBA because I hate the way it makes me watch the game. But as soon as it came out of Jovan's mouth, I said, damn. I like that with him right there. I like that over too. And it kind of went to what I was saying. Like, I think this is going to be an offensive game. We've seen the Knicks get in some offensive games with teams. Ruffalo said it too. Their defense has been lacking recently. We know the Pacers. They're going to push the pace. Offensive game, points. Over. I like that too, Jovan. All right.
Yeah, I agree. I like the over. Definitely, we get into the 260s in scoring. This line is way too low for where it could be. We just as Jovan said, the last 2 games were just track meets. And, what's changed since then? Nothing. Second half of the back-to-back,
If anything, they've gotten more offensive. That's what's changed.
Yeah, exactly. Got more offensive. Both these teams since they met in April last season. So yeah, I like the over as well.
There you go. I like that over. I do. I really do. I'm betting it. Eric.
Same thing, over the total.
Shody.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I hear.
Over the total.
We heard you the first time.
We got the Sixers getting 2.5 in Chicago, man. I faded Sixers last night. They was losing the whole damn game. The whole game. Came back and got it in the end. Tyrese Maxey went off. It's my guy. He went right up the street from me right here in Garland, Texas. He was out there balling last night. Rockets fell short. Sixers on the back end of a back-to-back left Houston heading to Chicago. We know that there's already no Embiid. They hooping though. They hooping. We've already seen the Bulls beat them once this season. I'm taking Chicago. It's the spot for me. It's a terrible spot for Philly, and it's a really good spot for Chicago. I know the Bulls lost their last game. They got throttled by the Pacers, but this is going to be their 6th straight home game. So they're really comfortable at the crib, and it's a terrible spot, like I just said, for the Sixers. 4th road game. 4th straight road game on a back end of a back-to-back with travel on the road. In a game they had to come back and get last night. It wasn't like it was just an easy game, man. That was a stressful game, I'm assuming. I just think they're going to be gassed late here. I'm taking Chicago. Mitch?
I was on the other side of your Houston last night. I didn't even know that was your play. I had Philly was my top play. And they didn't like those H-Town jerseys. I think they were offended by it. H-Town. The hell's that mean?
Yeah.
H-Town. That sounds like, well, I'm not going to say it, but everyone knows where I'm going. Taking Philly.
You've been on Philly. You've been cashing like no other on Philly.
I like them because no Embiid equals big value.
And right now, they're the 2nd best ATS team in basketball, like 22-9, covered in 74% of their games.
I've been on them most of the time too. I like them. They just you get them cheap. We're getting them as a dog here against the Chicago Bulls.
I know, it's crazy.
Yep. No Levine. No Tony Kukoc. Luke Longley. His game time decision.
I think the other thing that's important to remember for the Bulls today is no Vucevic. Big loss in the middle. So much we talk about no Embiid for the Sixers, no Vucevic I think is going to hurt the Bulls here. And I think that Philly finds a way to get it done. I get what Jay's saying. It is a terrible spot back-to-back with travel, but I think the Sixers are just the better team. So
do they have a son? Do they have a son of a Vucevic?
I don't know. Thought about it. I'll
Giannis's
have to do
little
some
brother.
dig. Yeah, I was gonna say we have Giannis's brother. Gotta go with little Vooch.
Hey, he got 2 minutes in the other night. On 2 minutes. 2 minutes of work.
Would you believe me if I told you there's a highlight tape out there for him? I got to send it to you. It came up on my phone the other day.
That's gonna be Mitch's rap name, Lil Vooch.
The Thanasis Antetokounmpo highlight tape.
It's just the intro and then it's at the end.
Jay, because I know you're a fan of my YouTube videos and you watch all my videos. It's my most given out complimentary selection is Philadelphia. Like, I don't understand exactly what Mitch said. They do not make the line higher. They just keep covering and covering and covering. You just ride that train till the wheels fall off.
Can you tell Rod to take that hat off and burn it? Burn it.
They're already getting 3.5. They're
Burn
going to
it.
be getting 4 or 5 by tomorrow. So
Fins down. Fins
up.
down. No, fins down.
Fins up.
We're going fin hunting.
Costy's walking around with a harpoon.
dude, he's already ready. It's Saturday. It's like I got to listen to this till 1 o'clock tomorrow.
You're pretty quick, Rod. You're pretty quick.
Pretty quick.
So Mitch said he doesn't pay a lot of money to go to games. How much did you pay to go to the Ravens game tomorrow?
Too much?
Too much.
You're coming to see a loss.
Too much. Ooh.
What you like here in this game right here, Javon?
All right. See you guys.
Yeah, this one I really don't have a real opinion on it, but I'll take the over in this one, just on the strength that Philly coming off the second night of a back-to-back, and these games against Chicago usually stay under, but in this one I think the over's in play. The over's just 223.5 right now. It's been bet down a couple points, so I'll get some buyback on there. I'll take the over.
All right.
So it's a nice triple up spot, kicking the 76ers. First quarter, first half, full game. They come in and they dominate in the United Center. You look, they won the first quarter, 7 straight in the United Center. First half, 7 straight. Cover the number, 7 straight in the United Center. Triple up spot. First quarter, first half, full game.
Shorty. Next game up, let's go to Minnesota, where we got the Lake Show getting 3.5 against the T-Wolves. T-Wolves still got the best record in the West, man. They're only 3.5-point favorites, though, here over the Lakers, who they just beat recently. Mitch, what you thinking?
I like the Timberwolves. The last time they met, it was 8.5 was the number. This time you're getting it at a lot less. I don't know. Just taking the Timberwolves, playing the better basketball, better team.
Roof.
Yep, same here. I'm going to take the Timberwolves as well. Best home team in terms of defensive efficiency in the NBA this season. The Lakers just struggling to take their show out onto the road, and they haven't looked like the same team since winning the in-season tournament. So give me the Timberwolves here.
Javon.
Yeah, I like the under in this one. I just think this is going to be more of a defensive leaning ball game, especially with how the first game between these two teams went. No LeBron James in that one. LeBron James in this one, and when he's on the court, a lot of his players, they kind of like to, watch. You know what I mean? So, yeah, I just think. Actually, I think this total is right on the money. You know what I'm saying? But I'm gonna take the under in this one. Stay under this 227.
All right.
Yeah, and as Javon said, no LeBron in that first one. So I'm going to go with the Lakers here in this one. I know it was 8.5 in the first one, and now it's only 3. I'm going to take the Lakers on the money line. I think they come into Minnesota and scoop up the win here on Saturday night. Give them the Lakers show. Money line.
Never cashed a ticket on or against the Lakers the entire season personally, so I'm just going to leave that. I mean, literally never cashed a ticket. Go on them, lose. Go with them, lose. Go on them, lose. So if I had to play the game, I would definitely take Minnesota.
That was the Kings for me earlier this year. I done figured them out here recently. I'm on the Lake Show tonight, though. I'm on the Lake Show.
Would you still call them a public team?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes. Most definitely. That's why most of the time I'm not on them. I leave their games alone more often than not. But I think the tide's getting ready to turn. It's the same thing I said about the Pacers. Like they came back out of Vegas and were on the road a lot. It just didn't set up well for them. I think now they're about to come up out of it and get back to kind of what they were heading into that. I think tonight's the Anthony Davis game. Basically, is just short, sweet, simple. I know he's questionable. He's always questionable. What's his nickname, Ruffalo?
Anthony Day Davis.
Anthony Day Davis. But I think he plays tonight. I think he has a monster game tonight. I just see him. The Timberwolves defensively is what is really their staple. But when the Lakers are on, they're on. When they get up for games, they get up. And I think today they get up. I do. As I said on the jam session, like I can't really verbalize why I like the Lakers so much tonight. I just do. So
it's not AD, it's ADD. Is that what we got? It's ADD? Is ADD in the lineup tonight?
So that's what I'm on in that one. Let's keep it moving. Let's keep it moving. Last game of the day, man. Last game of the day. It's the injury news hampering this game, though. We don't know what's up with my guy, Luka the Don Doncic. He's questionable. Everybody knows I want to take the Mavs. I like fading Golden State. I think they're still overvalued. I think people still think they're one of the best teams, and to me, they're going to be like a 7 seed in the West. I'm on Dallas here, man. Expecting Luka to play, though. Expecting Luka to play. Expecting Luka to play. If he doesn't play,
if he doesn't play, I'm still on Dallas.
What you doing here?
Taking Dallas just for the hell of it, just because I can. I can take them without taking the heat, so I don't take any heat, no comments. It's like I could say, I could say blueberry Pop-Tarts aren't fruit and get absolutely nailed in the YouTube comments, but I could take the Mavericks and nobody says anything. So I'm gonna do it.
They be killing me, man. Killing me.
This guy always takes the Mavs. They act like they've never won or covered a game.
I know. That's the funny part. Last year I get it. This year is hilarious. Chris?
Yeah, I'm in the same boat. I'm leaning towards the Mavs here. Obviously, you prefer to have Luka, but even if you don't, I still think you can get by taking the Mavs here. Just in case of too many points, the Mavs usually battle the Warriors hard, and the Mavs look pretty good without Luka the other night when Dante Exum shouldering the load for him. So give me the Mavs plus the points.
Javon?
Yeah, I'm on the Mavs, and that's regardless of if Luka plays or not. The line is really saying that Luka's gonna play, but these things are known to change throughout the day. So regardless, I'm on Dallas. Just not really into what the Warriors are doing. They both on 2-game losing streaks, and in that scenario, both teams need to win. I think they'll both play hard, and I want the points in my pocket in that scenario. So
with the better team, like it's not even that crazy. We're getting a better team as a dog, and the Mavs be hooping on the road. They be hooping. What are they right now? Don't turn me up. I'll be trying to chill. 11-6 against the number on the road. That's third best in the NBA, behind the 2 best ATS teams in the league, the Oklahoma City Thunder Buddies and the Philadelphia 76ers. It's a great company to be in. And right behind them, the Miami Heat. Y'all know I take them on the road too. So, hey, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. Jose Flores, yes, I am. Yes, I am. Rod, what you got for me?
Well, you can't go against the trend of the Warriors' 17 straight wins as favorites. It's the Southwest Division at home here, and that's where they hoop. Without Luka, Dallas has no chance in this one. So if he plays, they have a shot. But I'll lay with the Warriors. I think they come out and hoop in this one. Curry hasn't looked as himself the last few games as well. I think this is a big step up game for him, and I think he comes to play. I think Curry goes off tonight in this one. Give me the Warriors.
Off. He's going off, man.
He's going to go off.
What you got here? Eric?
Over. Love the over. Love the Dallas. I don't know. Dallas just, I don't know, man. On the road.
All right, 2.0.
But I don't. You're just taking that. Like, I knew you were going to take Dallas, so it's like in my mind, I'm like, maybe I am equating you with the public on Dallas. Now I like the.
Wow.
I really think there's.
Whoa.
That's fair.
Whoa. You had a good run on this show. You enjoy your Pick Dogs radio.
But look, you
first guess will be Chris Ruffalo.
Cowboys.
I already told you earlier the parlay is in. I already told you. I don't know what else you want me to tell you. And it's cashing though. Like you sound like the YouTube comments. You're just gonna hate when I do it, and then when I cash, they're not gonna give me the credit.
Oh no, I'm just messing with you.
I know. But let's do it. Let's talk about them, boys. Let's talk about them. Let's talk about them. Saturday night action at the crib. Off of 2 straight losses. We lost to 2 AFC opponents on the road. They kicked our ass, or the Bills did. The Dolphins
kicked your ass.
Thank you. They got us in the end. They got us in the end.
It's like the Ravens get all the credit for beating up Brock shitbag Purdy, but we beat the Cowboys, and it's like,
y'all beat us. I gave y'all credit. I mean, there were some questionable calls there, but at the end of the day, you guys won. Shout out them Dolphins.
Jay was kind of like the backhanded compliment, like, "Yeah, you guys won. It was shady, but you guys won."
There were some bad calls.
You can't just leave it. It's just like, I mean, if it was okay, wasn't great, but it did the trick.
But we know what my Cowboys do at the crib, man. I don't even gotta say
what's their covering record at home, because we know they're 9-6 overall, and Detroit's in the top spot with 10-5 ATS. So
here's my angle.
You have the breakdown. They're 9-6 overall against the spread. What they are at home.
Who? Dallas Cowboys?
Yeah.
I can tell you.
They're not doing much ATS.
They are.
I couldn't find that.
Oh, I got you. I gotta switch over to the NFL. So NBA.
6-1 at home.
Yep, I'm 7-0 straight up this season. 6-1 against the number.
Wow.
We don't. You know what I mean? We go stupid, dummy, crazy at the crib. Like I be talking about the Nuggets, the Cowboys. We go stupid, dummy, crazy at the crib. Another thing. Off the bounce back, we go stupid, dummy, crazy as well. I know that was my angle last week, but it just didn't happen. But that still doesn't take away from the fact that off of a loss, how good the Cowboys have been under Mike McCarthy. I'm rolling with the boys at the crib, man. It's the bounce back of bounce back spots. Lions, solid team, but I think where this game is going to be won and lost. Here's the football analysis. The Lions back end is in for a long night. I think that's the weakest part of their team, their defensive backs. And for as much hate as my guy Dak Prescott gets, look at the numbers this season. He has been the best deep ball thrower in the NFL, in my opinion. And I think we attack that back end of the Lions. Their pass rush is legit, but I don't know if it's going to really factor with how fast the Cowboys play at home on the turf. Me and Mitch were talking last week. What was he saying? He said the Cowboys look slow. I was like, I didn't really want to tell him, I agree, but it's because on grass, on the road, we're just not the same team as we are on that turf in the dome, in Jerry World. I'm going to blow the hell out of the Lions today, man. I'm taking the Cowboys. I got it out. Mitch, you back on?
Cowboys first half, second half game, and the over.
There you go. Ruffalo, I'm taking Detroit today. Tell me. I know you are.
I'm taking the Dallas Cowboys.
Turn me up.
I just can't get away from what they've done at home this season. And Detroit's defense, as much as I like the Detroit Lions, I think they're going to be an interesting team to watch when the playoffs roll around. The defense hasn't looked right since getting their teeth kicked in by Baltimore. Could be a bit of a letdown spot after clinching the division last week. Right now, Dallas still has everything to play for, so give me the Cowboys at home.
Yeah, I like the sound of that roof. We doing halftime tonight, Jutsu?
We can.
We are. There we go.
I got nothing else to do.
That fast. That's how fast it happens. See y'all later tonight. Jump on.
Yeah, I'm on Dallas first quarter, first half in this one. It's just one of those things where they lost 2 straight, coming back to their own, their home confines. And I think it's just a beautiful spot for them as far as, coming out the gate and getting it done, scripted plays in the first series, get a touchdown, fans cheering and all that good stuff. So yeah.
All right.
And the defensive, Pennant is back against Jared Goff.
I like the Goff INT prop. I like the Goff 2 INT prop. Yeah, one of them days for him. Micah Parsons, 2+ sacks, 1+ sack, and then sprinkle on the 2+. CeeDee Lamb, over reception yards. CeeDee Lamb, touchdown. Tony Pollard, touchdown. He got to redeem himself for that shit at the goal line last week. That was disgusting. Yeah, one of them days. Right, I'm sorry.
It is one of those days. I like the over. As you said, I think both teams score in this one. I think we get into the 60s in scoring. I think huge game offensively. Not a lot of defense being played in this one. And I like CeeDee Lamb to get the first touchdown, plus 500. I think he gets the first touchdown. And then I like Jahmyr Gibbs to get a touchdown as well. He's been balling for Detroit. I think he gets one here. I think you parlay CeeDee Lamb anytime touchdown with Jahmyr Gibbs. A little two-teamer there. I think both those guys scored today. Gibbs and Lamb both score. Parlay it up.
If the Lions do score, I can see it being on the ground with Gibbs. James Cook just kicked our ass 2 weeks ago. And Mostert, he got banged up last week. Who came in? Was it A-Chain that came in after Mostert last week? He didn't really just tear us up, but he did okay. Last week was methodical. It wasn't even like it. I don't know. Like that was not the game I was expecting last week. It just wasn't. But shout out them Dolphins. Eric, you switching up on us, man? You taking the Lions or what?
You're never supposed to lay 5. Rules of never supposed to lay 5. They're telling you they're going to win by 3. They probably won't win by 7. You're never supposed to lay 5 in the NFL. Never, ever, ever. That's just like an auto bet stat forever. So with that being said, yeah, I'm taking Detroit from only on that angle. I was taught that angle from a bookmaker when I was 14 years old. He says, you never lay 5, they'll win by 3. It's stuck in my head, and I've been using it ever since.
Fair enough.
He says, they're telling you they're not good enough to win by 7, and they're better than 3. That's why they're 5.
What the hell are you talking about?
I'm telling you. If they win
have you seen the margin of victory in the Cowboy games this season?
I have.
Oh, what the hell are you talking about?
That'll do it.
I wouldn't be surprised, honestly, if Detroit beat them outright. I know you don't want to hear that, Jay, but
oh my God, parlay it up with the Gators.
I'm never gonna live the Gators down. I'm gonna text you right when the game goes final.
Yep. Quinnipiac.
Money line.
Been there, done that.
All right, fellas. That's it, man. We did it. We made it through.
Or I can do an open parlay, Detroit with the Ravens on the money line.
We'll be good.
What you guys selling today? Let's start with you, Mitch. What you got for us today?
I just got a college hoops. I got an NBA and an NFL pick. I got other picks for people that are long-term subscribers. But, yeah, mostly college hoops.
There you go. Roof. What you got?
Yeah, I got a bunch of 3-packs today. I got one for college hoops, one for NBA. Bunch of standalone plays as well. But like Mitch said, the best way to go is to go long term. You get some bonus plays.
I didn't say that.
You said.
I did not say that.
Yeah, you said.
I never said the best way to go is long term.
Yeah, I'm putting words in your mouth like you put words in mine. So
the best way to go is long term.
There you go. See, it's almost like we knew. Like we're like this.
That's creepy, man.
Sorry.
It's a little too close.
Yeah, it's just Saturday, so you already know what it is over on this side. Got a 3-pack in college on football, the bowl games. Also have a couple different 5-packs in college basketball. And I'll have something, I have a 3-pack or a 5-pack going in the nighttime slate. NBA, NFL, and the college basketball play mixed in. So that's what I got on the slate. I'm running hard, so, come and get it.
Go and get it. Hop on with them. I'm with Joe Vaughn. Keep kicking the ass of the Bucks, man. It's that time of year. Hot Rod, what you got for us today? Can't hear you.
Well, looking to continue the winning week. We got top play in the NFL today. I have a 5-pack of college hoops. I got an NHL play, some bowl plays. Definitely, as we said, the best way is to go long term. use that promo code PINK. Check it. Take 50% off. But jump on something long term. That way you don't miss out on any of these plays, and it saves it from buying each sport individually. Let's continue to crush the books and make some money.
There you go. Hop on with Hot Rod. Mr. Dime Club, tell us about the services we can acquire by texting you today.
You can acquire a lot of services today. You can acquire Ruffalo's bowl package. He's 20-14 in the bowls, plus 16 units on his all access. You can get those plays directly from me. You can get Jay's all access in the NBA directly from me. You can get Al's all access directly from me. You can get Costi Sharp access directly from me. And then the Dime Club, we have 2 plays today already posted on Telegram. You can get directly from me. And already 2 plays posted tomorrow in the NFL. You can get directly from me. You can get a lot directly from me. 775-636-7676.
Did you grab Ruffalo's package?
I did. Costi said he's got Ruffalo's cookie package. He just yelled over from the other side of the office.
Okay.
All right, fellas. Brings us to that time of the show. Last words and parlays.
That sounded like Mitch's yes button.
I just went to hit the button, but I hit the wrong office.
Yes.
Yeah, baby.
Last words and parlays. I'll start with you, Roof. What you got for us?
All right, parlay. We're gonna go with Richmond. We're gonna go with George Washington and High Point. And my last words for today: go Pistons.
There you go. Javon.
Yeah, Syracuse, San Francisco, Cal State, Bakersfield. Let's get this money.
Let's get this money. Let's do it. Hot Rod.
Lakers money line, Jazz money line. Lay the points in the late game with Hawaii.
There you go. Fin up. Fins up. Eric, you got me a parlay?
Florida, Duke, and High Point.
Ooh.
Just for Mitch. You can lock and load it.
Mitch. What you got for me, Mitch?
Quinnipiac, the Utah Tech Eggs, and Long Beach State. What up, Beaches?
James Madison, Chicago State, and Pistons money line. Let's do it, man. Money making Saturday. We'll be back with you guys tomorrow. Round table, full NFL action. I cannot wait. I didn't tell you guys what I'm selling today. I got an NBA play of the day. I'm trying to get back on track on that. Had a really solid week on that play. We did drop it with the Rockets last night, though. Bounce back today on that. And then I got more plays than that. Long-term, folk, hop on something. Let's end the year on a great foot, and let's start the year off on the right foot, man. Appreciate each and every one of you boys and girls that joined us today. Let's make some money on a Saturday. We out of here. Peace.